My name is Yara Eid, and I grew up my whole life with my family in a refugee camp called El Brej in the Gaza Strip. This is the story of how 14 members of my close family were killed yesterday by Israeli bombs. Few days after the Israeli aggression started on Gaza, my whole neighborhood was completely destroyed.
Ya Allah.
Including my family home that I grew up in. My family was really lucky that they survived and they escaped to seek refuge somewhere else. They split into two, and my uncle Isam and his whole family went to their daughter's house in a Nusayrat camp. I hadn't spoken to my uncle Isam and his family, and most of my relatives for that matter, since the aggression started 9 days ago. Since they were displaced, I haven't heard any news about them. Every day since I was reporting, I was terrified to find someone I know or a friend or a family member among the martyrs and the ones killed by Israel. Yesterday, my worst nightmare came true. I was reporting and I heard that their house they're staying at got bombed. I wasn't sure. I called my mom, shaking, trying to understand if it's my family or not. My mom's voice was breaking. I couldn't hear anything except screams and cries. It was true. 14 members of my immediate family have been killed. Israel does not warn civilians before they bomb their buildings, as they claim to do so. A residential building containing 4 floors was completely bombed over the heads of my family.
كانت بسيطة. مضى على قصف هذا المنزل نحو نصف ساعة، وحتى الآن يحاولون يأكلون بأيديهم هذه الحجارة من أجل أن ينقذوا ما يمكن إنقاذه.
Israel is not only using missiles in this aggression, they're using weapons that are illegal, chemical weapons that are banned internationally. On my family's home, they used barrel bombs, which basically completely decimates the 4-floor building. Every member of my family that was in that house was killed immediately because of the heavy bombardment they're using and how their sole purpose is to exterminate as many Palestinians as possible. Uncle Isam, who's 67 years old, my dad's brother, was murdered in cold blood yesterday. He had dementia, he barely remembered anything about his life, but he was always smiling and telling me how much he loves me. Auntie Nahda, his wife, someone who really loved her life, was always so cheerful, was also murdered. Their 2 daughters and their entire families were killed. Samah, my cousin, and her husband and her 3 children were killed. Lara, Minna, and Layan, the youngest of them, 3 years old. The only one who survived is Hala, who's 8 years old. She lost both her parents, grandparents, and 3 sisters, cousins, and aunts. She survived by a miracle as she was going to the pharmacy with her uncle Ashraf to get some medicine. In the same airstrike, Ashraf lost his wife Hadil and his only daughter Zaina, who's only 2 years old. Tamara, my other cousin, and her 4 children, Minna, Farah, Assoum, and Hamoud, were in the same house and were murdered. Their father in Sweden was desperately trying to evacuate them and get them out of Gaza, and despite Tamara and her 4 children being Swedish nationals, they were unable to leave and they were killed in cold blood. Most of my family members who were killed are still under the rubble. The firefighters and ambulances are unable to reach their area, and my cousins, the ones who are still alive, tried to literally dig for them by their bare hands. Uncle Isam has 3 other children who are abroad. They left because of the systematic killing and oppression of Palestinians to seek refuge somewhere else. And now they are not able to say their final goodbyes to their parents, their siblings, or their nieces. The rest of my family that are in Gaza right now and unable to say their goodbyes to my family members who were killed, due to how dangerous it is to be moving. And even if they are able to go there, my family is literally cut into body parts and pieces, and they're unrecognizable. This is just a story of my family. There are complete families being wiped off the civil registry in Gaza, complete families and neighborhoods obliterated. These are real people. These are civilians and children who are being murdered day by day. These people are not numbers. They had dreams, they had ambitions, they had so much love for life and for each other. All of my lovely memories are with my family in Gaza. These are the people who taught me what's the meaning of life. These are the people who taught me what's the meaning of being a Palestinian. These are the people who lived through so much and never gave up. These are real people, and these are humans. Humans are being murdered day by day. I cannot imagine how I would survive the next few years without my family by my side, and I cannot imagine what the rest of my family is going through. The sheer volume of the massacres that are being committed every single day meant that my family's massacre has not been reported on the news, and that's why I'm coming and I'm trying to talk about them. Please pray for my family. Please pray that I don't lose any more members of my close family or friends. Palestinians in Gaza are literally witnessing the worst days of their entire lives. Please talk about us. Please act now.